said it and I'll continue to say that the amount of resources you have pumped into the Ghana Armed Forces in your first 3 years cannot be compared to any government. In fact, the government has so far invested over 680 million Ghana cedi into the Barracks Regeneration program. First, with $100 million, and of course, 30 million Ghana cedi into the edifice we see today. The Duala Barracks Regeneration project, which is being commissioned today, as you can see, consists of 4 blocks of 4-story, 2-bedroom, 16 flats, totaling 64 flats. Construction commenced in August 2017 and has now been completed.
Since your assumption of office, your government has continued to equip all 3 services, and this has enabled the Ghana Armed Forces to systematically evolve into a true professional, multi-purpose, and combat-capable force. We recall the recent presentation of various kinds of vehicles, including luxurious coaches, utility administration vehicles, staff cars, armored personnel carriers, water tankers, motorbikes, among others. We also take note of the commencement of work at the Islembo Forward Operating Base, the transformational works at the Ghana Military Academy, the sports complex in 6th Garrison, the planned acquisitions to enhance our border security, and the innumerable welfare packages we have received. For these, we thank you.
It is always good to come to Burma camp. The first time I have done so this year, the virus notwithstanding. And I thank the Minister for Defense, the Chief of Defense Staff, and the Military High Command for the invitation. We are gathered here for one simple reason, and that is to commission this project, the new Duala Barracks, which is part of the Barracks Regeneration project initiated by government in 2017 to address the accommodation challenges of the armed forces and thereby ease the discomfort the troops and their families have been confronted with over the years. At my maiden Wasa in March 2017, I assured you, the officers, men and women of the armed forces, that one of my most important duties as your commander-in-chief will be the enhancement of your welfare. Over the last 3 years, we have worked diligently to improve the state of operational readiness of the armed forces by retooling all the services to enable you to perform your roles more efficiently and effectively. One plank of this welfare enhancement package is the Barracks Regeneration project, which has resulted in the completion of the new Duala Barracks. Today, 64 families will be the beneficiaries of 4 new blocks of 64 apartments. Each of these apartments has a living room, 2 bedrooms, a kitchen, and standard sanitary facilities. It is gratifying to note that similar ongoing accommodation projects are nearing completion at the Airborne Force, 6th Infantry Battalion in Tamale, and other garrisons. In due course, they will also be commissioned. And I assure you, the government remains committed to dealing with the matters of accommodation of the armed forces. I urge the Military High Command to ensure that these accommodation units are well maintained, with a special appeal going to the new occupants. This must make sure that these facilities stand the test of time. In particular, they must be mindful of fire outbreaks, which have taken their toll on both office and residential accommodation of the armed forces in the recent past. Since I'm here, I have to tell you something also about your roads, the barracks roads. I've been assured by the Minister for Roads and Highways, the Honorable Kwesi Amwakwata, Member of Parliament for Atiwa West, who is vigorously implementing the execution of an extensive nationwide roads program, that the sod will be cut next week for the commencement of construction of Phase 2 of Burma Camp roads. Indeed, the list of all roads in the garrisons have been submitted to the ministry, and soon work will begin on all the roads that are not in good condition. I have to redeem the pledge I made to you about your roads, and I am doing so. Ladies and gentlemen, it is appropriate on this occasion that I express my gratitude and that of the nation to the excellent Chief of Defense Staff, the hard-working officers, men and women of the armed forces, for responding to my call to help in the fight against the coronavirus pandemic. I'm proud of your exceptional diligence and vigilance in ensuring that the protocols and restrictions I outlined were complied with, especially during the 3-week partial lockdown of Accra, Kumasi, Tema, and Kaswa. You have been at the forefront of the battle to tackle this national emergency, and your efforts have been laudable in the areas of medical support, logistics chain management, the enforcement of the restrictive measures, and operations on land, sea, and air. Your cooperation with the other security agencies has been exemplary, including helping the Immigration Service to secure our borders. Indeed, the country has taken notice of the strengthening of relations between you and the citizenry, evidenced in your remarkable contribution towards ridding our cities of filth, disinfecting markets, and providing water and other basic services to the needy and vulnerable. Before I conclude, let me remind you of the need for each one of you during this era of the pandemic to observe the social distancing and enhanced hygiene protocols that I've outlined for the people of Ghana. Do not forget to wash your hands regularly with soap under running water. Use alcohol-based sanitizers. Refrain from shaking hands. Cover your mouth and nose when you cough or sneeze. Wear your mask at all times in public. Eat well and follow a good diet. I do not have to tell you about the importance of exercising. I, as we all are, am very much aware that we are living in difficult, unprecedented times, which call for collective responses about discipline and self-discipline so that we can defeat this pandemic. Discipline and self-discipline are easy concepts for you, the men and women in uniform, to appreciate and apply. Lead by example so that the rest of the country can follow. I have no doubt that we, the Ghanaian people, are up to it, and that united, we'll be able to emerge from this crisis even stronger than before. A great new opportunity is before us, and let us all resolve to seize the moment and out of this challenge, build the great Ghana of the dreams of our forebears and founders. I want to thank all those who contributed in diverse ways in seeing to the successful completion of this project. You've done a good job for the armed forces and Mother Ghana, and your efforts will always be appreciated by the Ghanaian people. Accordingly, ladies and gentlemen, I declare the new Duala Barracks of the Armed Forces at Burma Camp duly commissioned. May God bless the Ghana Armed Forces and us all, and may God bless our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention.